So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for making time for today's discussion, Market Access Week 2. Welcome back, and thank you so much for those of us who attended last week's sessions, and of course, those of us who are able to attend. And again, many thanks to those of us who have actually managed to submit their last week's assignments. We did actually emphasize the fact that it is better to clear every week's assignments before you move to the next week. Reason being that this very same week has got its own assignments, and if they compile, they get a little bit complicated. So I would urge all of us to think through this and ensure that assignments that are supposed to be handed over today be handed over today. I appreciate and thank our colleagues who have done so. So yes, thank you so much and welcome again to week 2 of this training. We will start right away without wasting much time. And I am sharing my slide. So this week is about product requirements for markets. Let's talk about domestic markets, regional markets, and international markets. So we will actually get the opportunity to share experiences in terms of how we can actually be able to access some of these very important markets. Now, the objective for today's session, one, is to introduce you to regional and international market requirements for conventional, certified, and organic products. And number 2, to help you understand the quality parameters and buyers requirements for these products before they get into these very important markets. And then finally, we shall provide an overview of food safety, good agricultural practices, and pesticide requirements for the various products that we actually offer to these different markets. Now, without moving further, it is important to appreciate what we actually discussed last week in terms of going to the market, which was module number 1 on week 1. So the first thing that we shall actually be able to do is that using the Padlet, you will log onto this link that is actually pasted on the Padlet, and at the same time go through your charts and copy this link, and then upon copying it, paste it on your browser, and then you will see the Padlet come in, and then you start giving us your answers in terms of your key takeaways on module 1. Going to the market that was covered last week. It is important that we go through this because you will appreciate as you continue with the training, you will appreciate that the module 1 for week 1 is a build up towards module 2, module 2 then builds up to module 3, like that up to the module 4. So it is actually very important that we appreciate some of the key takeaways that we had in module number 1. Are you able to see the link that has been provided in the chat box? Nancy, are you able to see the link?
It's not there yet. You can
let me paste it again if it is not there yet. Let me repaste it again. Are we able to see it now?
Hello.
Welcome, Abraham, and please mute yourself.
Thank you. You're also welcome.
Most welcome, Abraham. Are we able to see the link on the chat box?
The link for.
Edwin, are you able to see it, or is there still a problem?
No, there seems to be. I cannot see.
Okay. Let me do it again.
Unless maybe you selected one member. So maybe write it to the whole group meeting, like on the group chat. Don't select a specific person.
Let me just see. Maybe there could be small technical problem. Yes, hold on, just hold on, just hold on. I think,
Share it with me on WhatsApp. I can paste it there.
yes, okay, just hold on and see what I can do. That could be the challenge, yeah. Now, Edwin, you could perhaps pull it from the slide number 3 on the presentation.
Yep, done.
You pasted it.
Yes, I've pasted it. Everybody should be able.
Are you guys seeing that link?
Let me tell you to
Hello? Are we able to
Yes,
see?
we can see it now.
Okay. If you can see it, then paste it on the browser. As I share my screen to basically just demonstrate a few things here. Yeah, just hold on as I share my screen again.
But the link is broken on my side.
reporter.
Hello? What are you saying?
The link is broken. Can you paste it again? It's not working.
Edwin, can you paste it again?
It is like that. One dollar to be fair. I feel like I want dollar to be fair.
Can you paste it again, please?
Are we seeing the Padlet link?
Yes, we can see the link, but it's not working.
Okay,
I
I think
I can see the link, but it's not working.
I think the one you pasted on slide number 3 is half. It's not the full link. Maybe if you have it elsewhere, you can just share it with me on WhatsApp. I'll post.
Okay,
It's
let
not
me see.
a full link. I've realized that as well.
Okay.
Sorry about that, everyone.
And yet, what I'm sharing, you're saying that you're not able to see. All
So you can just
right.
share with me on WhatsApp separately. I'll just copy it. But make sure it's a full link because it was not a full link from the slide itself.
Just hold it. Yes. So alternatively, I think what we do, let us just go around. Let us avoid now the Padlet. Let us actually just go around and find out exactly. Edward was it there? Simon, what was your takeaway for last week?
Absolutely no difference, right?
Simon?
That's a small food.
Who is this person is not muted?
I have to get some quiet.
Simon Manza? Is Simon in the house?
Hello, hello.
Yes, kindly share with us your takeaway for last week.
I'm having network challenges here.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm having network challenges. Well, what I can say is that I was not able to go through the license since I was not able to get into the session. But what I managed to get on to was to do the assignment on company profile and to post it. That's all that I have for now. Thank you.
Yeah, that is okay. We know you did not attend, but we also believe that you spent some time on the platform. That is actually why we are asking you. But thank you so much for that feedback. Abraham? Abraham Akanor. Is Abraham in the house?
Yes, I'm in the house.
Your takeaway for last week, please.
Ah, okay. Oh, all right. Well, I was on the assignment on this cooperative profile. So I was able to draft something, but I've not been able to bind it to send it to the distance, but it's in the process. So definitely I'll send it to you by the close of the day. By the close of the day, at least. I'll send it, but I went through, yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I
Okay, Abraham. Johannes, welcome. Johannes, we are trying to review what we covered last week. Johannes, what would have been your takeaway for last week? We are not able to hear you. Hello? I think we are losing Johannes.
Can you hear me now?
We are losing you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Johannes, we are losing you again.
Now? Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible now.
Okay, sorry for the low connection. No, I was just saying, let me know if you cannot hear me. I was saying that first and foremost, sorry for being late. Second, my learnings from last week are more or less within the company profile. I have tried to update our company profile, but I've also seen where we need to improve within the company profile and where we need to focus on. I've shared my profile and I'm hoping to get some feedback from you, from your expertise.
Yes, thank you so much, Johannes. Nancy? Nancy, I know you are walking in and out last week. Or perhaps Nancy is not around. Christine, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Could you share with us your takeaway for module 1 of last week, Go to the Market?
Okay, my take home last week was on my company profile. I was able to build from the previous week and have a proper value proposition. And after putting a good value proposition, I was able to build my profile. And we've edited a lot of things and modified it. We used to have it, but after the lesson yesterday, I realized it was not the most ideal for presentation when you're looking for a market. So we've recapped on it and revised it. So yeah, thank you so much.
It's okay. Thank you so much for that. Humphrey. Hello, Humphrey.
Yes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah. Yes. We also we're trying to make it right. We've done the value proposition for our products, and we are also compiling a brief about people so get to understand us as an organization. So when you were asking, yeah, we saw that some things we are not yet ready, but today, I think before close of business, we should be able to have something and we'll be able to share. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Gadi Banda. Gadi, can you hear me? Hello? I'm not so sure whether Gadi is around, but I can see he is in the house. Well, it is okay. Thank you so much for the feedback you've actually given us. It is indeed true that the focus last week was actually about development of various company profiles, and we actually did take you through the process of making the company profile. So for those who have not done, kindly do it. We're actually available to make corrections. And remember, the company profile is actually the build-up to Module 2, which we'll be covering today in terms of how to access some of these various markets for our goods in the various countries that we come from. So having listened to you people, allow me to continue with the presentation for today. Allow me to continue with the presentation for today, and I hope my screen, oh, sorry, stop sharing. Let me just share fresh. All right. Right. Could this is Christine. Yes, we have actually covered the introductory bit of it in terms of sharing the objectives for today. And we have actually done another summary for the takeaways for last week. So because we have a challenge with the Padlet, I wouldn't wish to take you through this one. But again, I would just wish to listen to you, all of us, in terms of the kind of product we actually positioning ourselves into the various markets that we have. So this another feedback from you is about stating, sorry, I was admitting one of our colleagues and then I think the screen. Yes, hold on. Right. Are we able to see the screen? Could you kindly just confirm?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, starting with Abraham, because I can see you online. Could you share with us the regional and international markets that you wish to position your products into? Our assumption is that you're already in your domestic market. Abraham, which particular markets are you targeting with your products?
Okay, thank you very much. Currently, I'm targeting Nigeria, because it's one of the big economies of the sub-region.
Mm-hmm.
Then also targeting Kenya to, also in a lot of this, commodities, and they also export and import at the same time.
All right.
So for now, and then if I get South Africa too, I think I'll also appreciate it.
All right.
So this three,
Okay. Yeah, that is okay. We hear you loud and clear. Simon, could you please share with us the market that you want to target? Yes. Simon.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, we
you're not clear, Simon.
Sorry.
Sorry, Simon. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
We are not able to see you completely.
Hello.
We hear you completely. No. Could we then listen to Johannes? Let's listen to Johannes, Simon, while you correct your network. Johannes, which markets are you into? Which ones do you wish to get into?
Can you still hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Johannes.
Okay, I was saying the markets that are interesting for us are southern and Northern Africa. That is to say Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Zambia, Namibia.
South Africa, Namibia. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. How about you, Humphrey? Hello, Humphrey. Hello. Humphrey is not hearing us. Gadi Banda, which markets are you planning to position your products into?
For me, mainly I'm targeting two markets to be precise. The Southern African market for some products.
Right. I am losing you again, Gadi.
And for the products,
yes, proceed, Gadi.
and other products for the European market. Some products Southern African market, other for European market.
Oh, European market, okay. That is okay. Whom else have we listened to? Whom else have we not listened to? All right. I think that is okay. Christine. Hello, Christine?
Yes.
Yes, which markets are you planning to get into? Or where exactly are you at the moment, and which market do you plan to get into?
Okay. Locally, I'm planning to tap the local markets, which are the big supermarkets. And then regionally, I'm looking at tapping into Namibia, South Africa, Kenya, Mozambique, Zambia. These are the neighboring countries to us. And internationally, I'm looking at tapping into the Netherlands, the UK, for my products being monster peas and sugar snaps, as well as things like watermelons for the local market and butternuts and potatoes. That would be for the regional market. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, very, very interesting. Very interesting. I hope Nancy is in. If Nancy is in, we could listen to her. Nancy? I think somehow Nancy could be having a technical problem. Yeah, but thank you so much for those very inspiring market planning that you actually have for your various products. We will proceed with our presentation and then be able to share a few insights in terms of the direction that we perhaps think would actually be good for the various markets that you are into. Yes, we'd like to spend the next couple of minutes to give you a few insights about the European market. And of course, in the process, we shall also be discussing various issues to do with the domestic markets and also the regional market. So just a bit of some background in terms of the European market. We appreciate Europe still remains the world's largest market, and the continent offers lots and lots of business opportunities. But again, much as there are so many opportunities in the European market, we appreciate the fact that competition is very, very fierce, and therefore one has actually got to be prepared to be able to get into these very lucrative markets. Europe gives better prices, but then the rules and regulations for you to be able to get into the European Union market are very, 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 very stringent. For instance, there is what we call the EU Green Deal. This is actually one of the things that is actually gaining currency at the moment, and a number of supermarkets are actually putting pressure based on the legislation that was done by European Parliament in 2019. And the EU Green Deal is about, a reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and the use of resources, while still promoting economic growth. So I would wish that maybe at some of your free times, you please spare just some time, maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes, to appreciate the EU Green Deal, because this is now becoming a must for various companies to be able to position their products into the European Union market. And these things keep on changing every now and again, and therefore we must actually be able to keep ourselves abreast with changes in this market. You will appreciate the population of this market. 530 million consumers is actually huge, 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 huge. And remember, for fresh fruits and vegetables per year, they import 55 million tons, which is basically almost half of the global annual trade volume, meaning that the EU market, including the UK, is such a significant market that we cannot actually be able to ignore. The trade with African, Caribbean and Pacific countries has equally increased by over 50% over the past decade, meaning that the relationship in terms of business between ACP countries and Europe keeps on increasing every single day. But again, there is a rider in this particular area. Fruits have higher impact than fresh vegetables. This is basically meaning that for fresh vegetables, Europe somehow has got a little bit of some self-sufficiency, especially countries like Italy and Spain, who actually are able to do their own vegetables. So opportunities in Europe lie largely in terms of the fruits that we can then be able to supply into this very lucrative market. Otherwise, vegetables opportunities are there, but there are also big producers of vegetables in the EU market. Now, again, in terms of the consumer trends and market opportunities, number one is that the increased popularity of healthy, natural, as well as organic products. Organic products are actually gaining currency in Europe, with Germany being the leading buyer of organic products. And therefore, these are some of the areas we need to consider when we are getting into this European Union market. Second to that is that demand for environmentally friendly products, meaning less plastic packaging and reduction in terms of the packaging that we offer, is equally gaining currency. Number three, the supermarkets are equally also very busy tackling food waste. How do the supermarkets tackle food waste? Number one is that they manage their demand to be able to onboard only those goods that they can actually be able to sell within a given period of time. And then number two, some of the goods that are actually just about to expire, they offer them at a discounted price, or alternatively, they offer them as charity. But again, some of them, they also supply to animal feed manufacturing organizations to be able to take them back for consumption. And then finally, frozen and dried fruits and juices also are actually the trending things in terms of consumption in the EU market. So this trend is important for people willing and ready to get into this market. Because remember, in tile number one, we did emphasize the fact that there is need for us to be able to study the trends before we get into any given market. Again, capturing on the consumer trends in the EU is the issue of farm to fork market strategy. And this is important because farm to fork has got 5 main targets that they intend to reach by the year 2030. Number one is the reduction of the use and risk of chemical pesticide by 50%. And then number three is reduce the loss of nutrients by at least 50%, reduction of fertilizer use by 20%, reduction of antibiotics of farm animals by 50%, and again, ensuring that organic farming covers at least 25% of the total arable land under production. So farm to fork strategy is equally something that is important that we need to keep abreast of as we aspire to get into the EU market. Now, let us now take account by account per country to be able to understand how these countries are relevant or not relevant to our various businesses, depending on the product that we offer to this market. Germany is the largest importer and market in Europe. And therefore, with its big population, this is a destination that we need to take very, very seriously. But before we get into this, we must appreciate the fact that there's increased attention for sustainable products. That is important for the Germany market. And again, most importantly, is about organic products. Germany remains the largest importer of organic products. And therefore, those of us who are actually aspiring to get organic certification, the place to be is the German market. And of course, there is positive growth in avocados and blueberries from developing countries, among some other value chains that you need to think about before you get into the Japanese market. Emphasis is on high standard food safety. Strictness on pesticide residues in particular is actually very, very important. A number of companies, particularly last year, got a lot of notifications in terms of exceedance of chemical residues in their produce. And therefore, high standards that touches on pesticide application is also very, very important when you plan to get into the EU market. Organic sustainability issues is equally gaining traction. If you can be able to see this red line here, it points out on something written here in blue, which is actually organic house. This picture was taken at the recently concluded Berlin Fruit Logistica, which ended this month, I think precisely on the 7th. And this is a floor that was actually taken by one country alone. This is Spain. And this is actually just one aisle that Spain actually took. I think there were about 5 aisles on that very floor. And all of them are actually preaching the gospel of organic products. So you can actually imagine the way some of these markets take organic products very, very seriously. So these trends are important. Let's look at Netherlands. Netherlands is unique of all the European Union markets except Portugal. Netherlands is actually a hub of distribution. Most of the goods that get into Europe are actually re-exported from Netherlands. And therefore, Netherlands is equally a market that we need to look at before it is through Netherlands that we can actually be able to have our produce get into the various European Union markets. Strong growth in Dutch import value from developing countries has been observed over the years and main trading country for exotic fruits. Netherlands is actually a major distribution point for exotic fruits coming from developing country. And as I've said, it is a strong hub for distribution in the whole of Europe, right? As you can see, where Amsterdam is, and of course, it neighbors Belgium, it neighbors Germany, but again, fruits and vegetables into the port of Rotterdam or into Amsterdam gets across European Union markets, including the UK, of course. But to remember, the minute goods get from Netherlands into UK, because of the Brexit, they actually attract certain tariffs that are applicable after Brexit, and of course also phytosanitary issues that are relevant and specific to the UK alone get applied in terms of goods getting out of European Union market into the UK market. Of course, now we are into the United Kingdom market. We have spoken about Germany being the largest market in Europe that consumes goods from ACP countries. We emphasize that United Kingdom is the second European market for exporters from developing countries because UK produces only 25% of the fruit and vegetables it consumes, meaning that 75% of the fruits and vegetables come from outside of the United Kingdom. So this is another opportunity. Looking back, direct exports of ACP fruit to the UK market in 2018 were worth 865 million euros and vegetables were at 173 million euros. These are quite significant numbers that one needs to take very seriously. Again, there is an organization called CARIFORUM. CARIFORUM is an association of Caribbean countries in partnership with the UK. So there is a trade agreement between the CARIFORUM countries and the UK, giving preferential treatments to goods that are actually coming from the Caribbean countries into the into the UK. One of our colleagues, Daryl Smart, who comes from the Caribbean, unfortunately is not here, but I'm sure these are some of the opportunities that they look into when they are planning to sell their goods into the UK market. Now, beginning 31st January 2024, and that was after the Brexit, there was then a requirement that any goods getting into the UK from the European Union is considered as an indirect import into that country, and therefore phytosanitary controls are then applied. This used not to happen before the Brexit. Before the Brexit, it was actually possible and easily so for goods to freely move from Rotterdam into UK or from Germany into UK. But because of the Brexit, so beginning 31st January last year, phytosanitary control measures have actually been put into place to ensure compliance with the United Kingdom laws and regulations for food imports. Other markets in Europe that we need to think seriously about is France. But France, again, because of its proximity to Northern Africa, buy mostly from Northwest Africa, mainly Morocco and Ivory Coast. But it doesn't mean that you cannot be able to get into the French market. I'm aware that other African countries are equally into the French market. Belgium is equally a very special market because of the transport hub at the port of Antwerp. And Belgium, because of that hub, is also a exporter of fresh fruits and vegetables, and of course, a major logistics hub for bananas. Spain, you will only supply your goods to Spain during off-season. Spain largely is one of the few countries in Europe that have got its sufficiency in fruits and a bit of some level of sufficiency in vegetables, alongside, of course, Portugal. So Portugal and Spain are actually unique because they are somehow self-sufficient in terms of their internal supplies of fruits and vegetables. But we must emphasize that when they are actually off-season, then it is possible for African, Pacific, and Caribbean countries to be able to supply the goods, fresh fruits and vegetables into the Spanish market. So those are some of the few countries that we have selected to be able to give you a brief overview in terms of market opportunities. I don't know whether at that point in time there could be any question on any country in Europe that we have discussed or that we have not discussed that you perhaps need some clarification. Is there any clarification that one would actually wish to know? No clarification. So that means we proceed. Now, we want to tackle now the market requirements for these markets. In this particular case, we'll be talking about legal, commercial, and logistical requirements. I would wish to come back again to the floor in terms of market requirements, and perhaps, is there anybody in the House who has tried to, or probably currently supplying to the European Union market? Anybody in the House, please? Who is currently doing business with the EU market? Yes, Abraham.
In my case, not yet.
Abraham, not yet.
Not yet.
Anybody with experience in the EU market? Nobody has got experience in the EU market.
No.
Johannes, do you have any experience in the EU market?
Not really.
Not really. All right. Gadi and your mangoes, are you into the European Union market, or maybe you are planning to get there? Perhaps Gadi has not heard me. Okay, let us then proceed and see how these are actually structured. So now we will be looking at the market requirements. And in terms of market requirements, we'll be looking at the legal issues, commercial issues, and the logistical issues of getting into these various markets. Now, we have here with us the legislative requirements, the portal through which you can actually be able to appreciate some of these rules and regulations in the European Union market. And therefore, this particular one will address the issues to do with the tariffs. So allow me to stop again sharing, and then basically just demonstrate, sorry for that. Let me stop sharing and just proceed and demonstrate how you can actually use this portal to be able to capture some of the very, very important information in terms of the tariffs for the various markets and the various products that we do. So just hold on. Just hold on. You're gonna minimize. Okay. Just hold on. Let me just share another screen here again. Yeah, this is the trade assistant tool I was talking about, but I want to put it live so that I demonstrate something here. I want to put it live because that will then enable me to demonstrate what I wanted to share with you people for better understanding. All right. If you are seeing my screen, this is what I've actually pulled out from the slide that I was actually sharing with you. And I want to demonstrate using the Tanzanian product that then goes into the Netherlands. The product that I have actually selected, the code HS code. H code is basically the harmonized system code. The harmonized system code is an international language that goes beyond language barriers. So the minute you mention 08044 00010, that basically means we're actually talking about avocados. So we will learn some of these as we proceed with the training. So each and every single product has got its own code. Avocado is that. Cashew nut could be is having its own code. Cashew nut, mangoes, every other commodity is actually having a code. So the demonstration here is about avocado, and this avocado from Tanzania into the Netherlands. So we press on search. We press on search. What we are looking for is to understand the tariffs for avocado when it gets into Netherlands. Then what comes out is 4%. You can see this is tariff, then it's 4%. It means avocados from the United Republic of Tanzania, when they get into Netherlands or in the Dutch market, they attract 4% tariff before they get into that particular market. So you can actually use this to try and play around with the various products and services that we offer to be able to know the various tax regimes for the various market destinations. It is actually not just a focus to the Netherlands, not just a focus to the European Union market. It focuses on all countries across the globe. Even if you want to export your, say, avocados from Tanzania or maybe from Rwanda into South Africa, you can actually be able to log onto this system to be able to get to know the percentage tariffs before you get into that market, because this then also will mean will also show how competitive your product will be. So that is a demonstration in terms of the destination markets that our products actually go into in terms of the tariffs. So I'm back to the slide that I was actually sharing. So what I'm saying, using the EU Trade Assistant tool, you can actually be able to hear product name or HS code. Here you can actually choose to put, if say you are Johannes and you are Johannes in dealing in spices, you could perhaps just put spices here, the name of that spices, or if it is cashew nut, you put cashew nut here, and then country of origin is say Tanzania, country of destination, maybe United Kingdom, and then you click on search, and then you'll actually be able to know the tax regime in the various markets that you wish to position your products into. So we move on. We move on to the next slide. And this is about the ITC trade map. This is about the ITC trade map. It is equally a tool that helps us quite a lot when it comes to positioning our products and also finding the various market opportunities for our products and services. So allow me also to see if I can demonstrate this. Allow me to see if I can demonstrate this. Okay. Now, just hold on, I see if I can get the ITC. Okay, just hold on. Just hold on, I find out how to go about it, because it is important that I share this one with you. It will help us quite a lot. Intercent.org. Right. Yes, hold on. Now, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. I hope we are seeing the screen. This is International Trade Center website, and the ITC has got so many tools that can easily help us unlock the various potential that we have. So if you're seeing my cursor is on something written ITC tools. So I click on this. Of course, there is actually a website that takes you directly to what I'm actually showing you, but I thought it was actually important just to open up this so that you get to know the various opportunities that we have here. Then from here, let us move to trade map. I'm clicking on trade map. Now, this is now trade map. And I want to focus on imports because I want to appreciate the various countries that import certain products from Africa, Pacific, and the Caribbean countries. So what I'll do here is I will put, let me just put avocado. Let me just put avocado. And then it comes in so many things, but just hold on. We will go through the advanced search to be able to zero in on the code. Remember, I showed you about a code. All right. Okay, avocado. Then you click on search. All right. Now, if you look at here, there is 0804, which talks about so many things. And then there is 080440, we talk about fresh or dried avocado. So this is where we are, because this is actually the code for avocados. Then you click on this. All right. We have now clicked on avocados, and therefore you can actually be able to see there is a map here. So let me just click on this map. Now, clicking on this map, then you get to understand that the United Kingdom is one of the biggest buyers of avocados globally. Of course, Canada buys, Chile, Denmark, Japan, and then across here, we've got quite a number of countries that are actually buying avocados globally. Then let me go back to the home search again. We are still on avocados. Now, let's look at the trade indicators. I hope you guys are following me. Let's look at the trade indicators. I'm clicking on trade indicators. All right. On the trade indicators, United States, the total world imports for avocados is 0.5 billion. Remember, there are 3 zeros. Can you see here value imported in 2023 USD 1,000? So you add 3 zeros here. If you add 3 zeros, then this becomes 8.5 billion US. So basically meaning that the value of avocado that was actually imported across the globe was actually worth 8.5. And the biggest importer of avocados globally was US with 3 billion, followed by Netherlands. Remember, Netherlands is actually a net importer and also a very important distributor. So Netherlands, after United States, Netherlands imported 1.16 billion US worth of avocados, followed by France and then Spain. Now, quantity imported in 2023 is here, and this is actually in terms of tons. And again, average unit value per unit was this. And then annual growth rate in revenue, globally, annual growth rate was 5%, and United States fared on very well at 4%, and then followed by Netherlands at 6%. So some of these trends are actually very, very important, because the minute you know that these are the biggest buyers of your product, then this then becomes the target market for you. So the ITC tool is a remarkable tool, is very, very, very important. But let me now show you again one last bit before we move out of the ITC trade map. Now, we are still talking about fresh avocados. And now we want to see, remember we're talking about the imports. Now we want to see exports, okay? And for exports, we want to pick a country, and again, allow me just to use Tanzania. Tanzania. It should come automatically. Or this is now Tanzania, and we want to see which countries Tanzania exports avocados into. Let me just click on this. Yes, so Tanzania exports quite a lot into Netherlands. And what it is that if you can see the percentage figure up here, Tanzania exports 45% of total export from Tanzania in terms of avocados goes into Netherlands. And of course, it also exports into Saudi Arabia, it exports to Kuwait, it exports to France, China, Portugal, Romania, Malaysia, quite a number of countries here that actually Tanzania supply with avocados. Going back again, we want now to look at the trends for Tanzania for the export of avocados from Tanzania. So we are still in Tanzania, and just hold on. All right, so let's look at the trade indicators. For Tanzania. All right. Oh, I didn't step out. Okay. Let's look at the trade indicators. Kenya, as a country, also exports a bit of its products into Tanzania. Burundi exports a little bit, but remember, Netherlands down the line, these are actually importers of Tanzanian avocado. So them, they do not export, but some of these few countries actually export into Tanzania. And therefore, Tanzanian avocados, as we have actually indicated, through the export bit of it, goes to a number of countries. Now, I want to look at the companies. If you're actually following me, I want to look at the companies that also do buy from Tanzania. Okay. The data that has actually been captured is that fresh fruits and vegetables from Tanzania, there's only one company that has been captured here. Which company is this? Let's see what it does. Fresh fruits and vegetables. All right. There is a company called Pilotex Limited in Kilimanjaro that, of course, then is of course a major exporter from the Republic of Tanzania. So largely, that is how to apply the ITC TradeMap tool to be able to appreciate the various export opportunities that then can actually be available to our various products and services. I don't know whether, I mean, I've been talking for a long time. I don't know whether there is any question in terms of this ITC tool. Is it clear? Hello? Johannes says it is clear.
Clear.
Okay, thank you very much. If it is clear, then I think that is fine. If it is clear, then I think that is okay. Let us proceed then with our presentation. Let us proceed with our presentation. Let me proceed and share the slide again. Yes, so what you may have to do is you will get into this website, trademap.org, and then register yourself, because you can remember here there is a login, which means you have to log in to be able to access some of the information that I was actually sharing with you people. And therefore, in terms of market potential, you will actually be able to go through this information directly at your own free time to be able to understand it better. Otherwise, a lesson of maybe 1 hour will not actually be sufficient. But I can tell you for sure, there is a lot of information that you can be able to access from the ITC website, particularly the trade map. Now, legislative requirements for the various commodities we supply into this market. The contaminants are actually key here. And for the contaminants, they're talking about lead, cadmium, and mercury. What this then means is that we need to avoid these contaminants, reason being that maximum contaminant levels are set in the EU legislation. So our production processes must ensure that we contain some of these heavy metals, lead, cadmium, nitrate, mercury, etc., to be able to get into these various markets, or else you will get a notification. And a notification is not very good for any business person, neither is it good for any country. So for more information, you can get into the agriinformation.eu to be able to appreciate and understand and get to know some of the requirements in terms of this legislation that governs the contaminants, specifically lead, cadmium, mercury, nitrate, and many other heavy metals that are not allowed in the European Union market. Now, the maximum residue levels is equally another elephant in the house that must, of course, be addressed. If we do not address this, then we risk getting notifications. I'll be able to share with you the various notifications that have actually come from across various African countries. Kenya, in particular, for French beans, we actually suffered a lot last year because we had very high level of notifications because of exceedance of chemical applied onto the various vegetables that Kenya exports into the European Union market. Now, UK, Germany, Netherlands, and Austria have much stricter MRL regulations. So anybody targeting this market must actually know that MRL levels must be contained. Two most important points to remember here. Any pesticide that you use in your country, you must have approval in your own country. The regulatory authorities, for instance, in Kenya, we have an organization called KEPHIS that governs these issues. And therefore, compliance with MRLs in export destination they may differ because they're actually country specific. So go back to your own respective countries and focus on your products and appreciate the various MRL levels that are actually applicable to various market destinations. So legislative requirement in terms of MRLs is something that we need to take very seriously. Now, the writings are not as big on this slide, but this is generally some of the notifications that were received across Africa based on the exceedance of pesticide applied to the various commodities. Kenya had the highest at 24. Remember the total number of notifications. And a notification basically means that you have taken your vegetables or your fruits into the EU market with higher levels of chemicals that have then been detected and therefore are considered to be very harmful to the population and the consumers in that market. And therefore then a notification is generated by the competent authority from that end that then notifies the exporter and equally notifies the competent authority in the country of origin, okay? And it basically calls upon that country and the operator or the exporter to put its act in order before they can be able to export again into that country. If you don't comply to that, then you face a ban. And for a ban to be lifted, it takes like over 5 years because then there will be so many audits to be done. And again, even if the audits are done and you are successful in terms of exporting to that destination, the level of inspection of your commodity becomes also much more expensive because if the inspection was at 5% of the commodities delivered into that country, it can be increased to 20% at your own cost. You can imagine a container that is weighing about 20,000 kilos. 20% of it to be inspected is actually quite a lot, time consuming, energy consuming, and also in terms of money, you can actually suffer a lot as an organization. So all of us who are actually preparing to get into these various market destinations must actually ensure that we comply to the MRL exceedance level so that we do not suffer notifications that was actually suffered in 2023 by Kenya at 24, Uganda at 12, Rwanda at 6, Nigeria at 5. Remember, Nigeria doesn't export much in terms of fresh fruits and vegetables. And of course, Dominican Republic and Madagascar at 3, giving a total of 66 notifications that were given to the ACP countries. Not very good at all for any business. Now, health controls. We have General Regulation 852 of 2004 that ensures that operators must monitor the safety of the food that they actually give out to the market. All operators must actually adhere to the HACCP principle that ensures control at every single point. The minute the produce gets into the processing facility on arrival, that is a critical control point, and it must be observed and selected to the point that only those that meet the certain requirements goes to the point of processing all the way to packaging up to the point in which the container will actually be stuffed going outside. So EU EC 852/204 is about food safety, particularly for the processed commodities. And also remember that the processing facilities must also be compliant to certain food safety standards. That is about the BRC, IFC, all these quality management systems. IFS 22,000 are actually a mandatory requirement for you to be able to get into these various destinations. And for plant health, this is about the phytosanitary regulations. For any commodity that is exported into any given country, the plant protection, or rather the regulatory organization that ensures quality of products must be the one to generate the phytosanitary certificate that is then acceptable to the destination market, meaning that you must have complied as an exporter to be able to get a phyto certificate before you are able to export. Labeling is mandatory. And labeling must also be labeling that also adheres to the international standard. For those of us, I think My colleague from Tanzania, Johannes, is into cashew nuts. I am not so sure the kind of packaging that you actually use, but when it talks to packaging, there are actually certain regulations that we need actually to adhere to. Like for instance, this one shows the brand, and of course, at the back, we have the ingredients for the various products that we actually talk about. This is about cashew nut, but this is a Kenyan commodity. So labeling requirement is
We couldn't see
important.
properly.
You are not seeing
The
it
label-
properly?
Yes.
Sorry. Where have I placed
It's
it?
not visible. It's not visible because you have the filter.
Ah,
So it will only pick the body heat. It will not pick the. It will not pick the. What is it called? The pepper.
Yeah, but he was also holding it a little bit below, so I could see the top, but I couldn't see the label itself.
You can just cover
okay.
your face with it. We'll see it.
Yes.
Now, good.
Just put it like this. We'll
This
see.
way.
It's getting better,
It's getting
but it
better.
disappears.
It
Yes,
disappears
because of the
again.
body. The alternatively, you can just take a picture of it and send on WhatsApp.
Oh yeah, sure. Let me. Oh, Simon stepped out.
Yeah.
All right. Let me perhaps just take a picture. And then we see if that will make a difference because if you don't do labeling properly, then things at times do not work properly. What has happened to my, okay. Let me just take this picture.
As Tom is taking the picture, it's worth noting that different customers required, much as there is already the generic requirement, and different customers will require different, or rather over and above what is generic, they will require some additional information on their labels. So always make sure that you adhere to that or ask them if you're not sure.
Yeah, that is great. Okay. All right. You will be able to perhaps take a look from the group chat. Okay, this is where I was. Yes, thank you, Edwin, for that emphasis. Now, there are mandatory information that must be included in the packaging material. Number one is the name of the product or commodity we are talking about. And then the list of ingredients must equally be captured. We need to actually understand. I don't know whether I'm able to read this, though a little bit small in terms of writings. Yes, of course, they have actually captured the ingredients here so that then one is actually able to appreciate that. And then the net quantity is also important. Is it 500 grams? Is it 250 grams? And then minimum durability, which basically means we're actually talking about sell by date or shelf life. Storage or use conditions is also important. And the country of origin, lot marking and nutrition. On a number of occasions, this is actually summarized on the barcode. If you can see the barcode to the right of my screen, that then also summarizes. So much as it's actually written here, the barcode also summarizes some of this information. If you scan it, you will actually be able to get a lot of information about the product we're talking about. So that's about the legislative requirements, also in terms of labeling. So labeling continues. Whole food, this is basically talking about sustainable production. And of course, we have a lot of information written at the back that then informs us if at all there is some information we needed to appreciate from this particular product. So legislative requirements continue. And I would advise that for further readings, you go to the UNESE website. You'll be able to come across quite a lot of information that will then be able to guide you. So now we are talking about the buyer requirements. These standards are actually driven by the buyers. And they talk about food safety and certification, okay? Global Gap, of course, is actually the most spoken about in Europe, and it is actually a basic standard without which one is not able to export into this market. Second to that is about food safety standards that is actually based on the transformed product level. This is about the factory settings in terms of what standards we need to have: IFCKS, BRCGS, FSC 22000, or call them ISO standards. These are basic requirements for this particular market. And of course, I have spoken about organic requirements, with Germany being the biggest consumer of organic products in the EU market. So in a nutshell, here we are addressing the buyer requirements. Some of the buyers also insist on soil and environmental compliance. And this is where sustainability standards like SEDEX come in, SMETA, LEAF, BSCI, and many others that are also in adherence to social and environmental compliance. So this must be taken seriously by exporters who want to get into the European Union market, including the UK. Now, packaging is important here, and packaging is a critical element, because without packaging, the goods that we supply to the market will actually not be able to get into the market in good condition. But again, there is this, what is called the circular economy. How is that packaging material? What kind of packaging material are we talking about? If you're talking about plastic, is it plastic that is reusable? Is it plastic that is recyclable? We are talking about sustainable packaging. So circular economy is key, and therefore we need to go back and look at the kind of packaging materials that we use and ask ourselves whether it fits in terms of the destination of the circular economy that meets the standards of the European Union market. Social and environmental standards still continue. Organic certifications, fair trade, and Rainforest Alliance is also very, very important. So taking a look at organic standards, you will see that there's been an increase since the year 2000 up to the year 2020 in terms of increased market for organic products into this market. So those of us who want to consider organic certification, there is big market for you people, but the investment is there. It is not something that comes without you having to invest, because it takes time, money, and also energy of the entrepreneur. Now, this is a summary that then gives you the potential market for your organic products. If you look at this pie chart, Germany leads with 29%, and then it is followed by France at 24%, and then there is a grouping of other countries that actually do 10%. So organic market is a niche market that some of us need actually to consider to be able to cash into this lucrative market. You can see that Germany bought goods worth euros 4.9 billion in 2020. That is actually quite significant. France did euros 12.7 billion. That is equally very, very significant. Italy, Switzerland, and many other countries, including Spain, are equally going organic. So this is something that we need to consider and take a lot more seriously. Now, up to that point, we need to now do a bit of some homework and then make a presentation. Now, it is 3:53. We remain with limited time. Now, you can take a picture of the screen. Kindly take a picture of the screen, because we are just about to ask you to think through about the product that we offer and do a bit of some homework on it, and be able to present in the next couple of minutes And this is asking you to think about how people use and consume your product. Think about your product, how it could be redesigned or produced, and at what sales channels could be used. Decide what market to target, either local, regional, EU, US, or any other international destination, and what local markets and would take your product and in what form. And is it possible you could be able to extend the shelf life? Kindly take a picture of this. I expect you to probably just come with a brief feedback in terms of the products that you offer, you offer. So I'm moving to the next slide, hoping that you have actually taken a picture of this particular slide. Now, this is now the crux of the matter. I want to use the example of Johannes cashew. Okay. Johannes, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, Johannes. Now, I would request you to demonstrate how... Hello? Simon is talking. What I would wish us to demonstrate is the various products that we offer. The first grade, let me use say avocados, for example, or I've used avocado. Let me use mangoes. The first grade of mangoes, fresh mangoes, goes to the export market. That is the first grade. Okay. The second grade, which is called the mid grade, okay, definitely without blemishes, this one is suitable for wholesale or mid-range outlet markets locally. The lower grade of mangoes is used to process the juice. Okay. The lowest grade, of course, can still be used for processing into juices, but the waste, on a number of occasions, can be used in terms of animal feed or investing in biogas technology. So the question then is, of the products that we manufacture as organization, where do we position the first grade? Where do we position the mid grade? Where do we position the lower grade? And where do we position the lowest grade? And how do we treat the waste? So ignore the previous slide, but focus on this. And let me repeat, for the various products that we do, where does the first grade go to? Where does the mid-grade produce go to? Where does the lower grade go to? The lowest grade and the waste, how do we treat the waste? Remember, the products that we have must not fit into all these categories. Chances are that maybe we would not actually be having the lowest grade, or maybe we could not be having the mid-grade. So this is actually not one size fits all. So without much ado, I want us to give this about 5 minutes, and we are going to discuss it personally at personal level, and then we present after 5 minutes. So the 5 minutes actually begin now. After we finish, we will actually be doing oral presentation where we will actually be asking each and every one of us to show us how they treat their various products across the various value chain nodes. So it is Kenya time or East African time 3:58, 2 minutes to 4, meaning that in the next 5 minutes, 5 minutes from now, we need to have actually done a summary of this. So I start counting in the next 5 minutes, then we stop this exercise. So first grade, where does it go to? Mid grade, where does it go to? Lower grade, where does it go to? lowest grade, where does it go to? And the waste, where does the waste go to? So we have got 5 categories. We are remaining with 4 minutes. We are remaining with 4 minutes. I will retain this screen. Unless I am not clear, you can ask me a question. Am I clear? Hello?
Yes, you're clear.
Okay, then proceed. Proceed, Gadi. We are remaining with 4 minutes. We are remaining with 4 minutes. I just want to appreciate how we can actually be able to position the products into the various categories as indicated here. And then after 5 minutes, we will make oral presentation, and then we proceed before we finish up, I think, in the next half an hour or so. We are actually just about to finish. We are actually just about to finish. We are about to finish, so do not worry. We are not going to take long. We are not going to take long because even then, not so many of us are in the house. So presentation is not likely to take such a long time. So you take your time. You take your time. You're remaining with 3 minutes. You take your time and basically let us know how you would wish to position the various products that you do in your various countries and business premises. Right. 2 more minutes for this exercise to end. This is basically preparing you for your next assignment, because this will be your takeaway assignment for the week. So what we are going to give us is a draft. And that draft is what you'll be building upon to be able to submit by Tuesday next week in terms of presentation. We want to understand your products and together collectively discuss how best we can actually be able to position them in the various market segments. We are remaining with 1 minute. We are remaining with 1 minute. We are remaining with 1 minute, and therefore give it your level best, and let us see how best you can be able to position your various products. I know my brother from Ghana does a lot of mangoes, and perhaps we'll be able to showcase how this is actually done. And of course, it would be interesting also to listen to Christine. Perhaps Christine has picked, I'm not so sure whether she has picked Sugar Snap or any other. It would be quite interesting to listen to all of us in terms of how we can be able to position these various products. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm stopping to share the screen because the 5 minutes are over. The 5 minutes are over, so we will make a verbal presentation. We will make a verbal presentation beginning with Abraham.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Your name, the name of your company, the product, and then you take us through.
Okay. My company's name is Okrobekuku Agro Products and Farms Complex. And I'm into mango production. So in the mango, mostly there are grades as you indicated. The first grade is normally what the features that determine the first grade is the color of the mango, the texture, then the smoothness of the skin. So for export markets, you need such mango. Actually, the color is appealing because in one of our training, we're told that the Europeans identify one color for the mango. So if you have any color different from that color, then it means it's not mango. So the color is very, very important. And the color might be appealing, it might be smooth, the texture might be okay. So that is for the grade 1. Now, the other grade is normally also for the local market. The local market people also consider the color because the color too distinct. And then when you want to give it to supermarkets too, that also matters. So that's for the second grade. And then the other grade 2 goes to the processing companies. For the processing companies, because it's the interior that is matters. The skin, whether brushes or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But if the interior have got a quality, that's what it is. So they don't consider the color so much, but the interior quality is that's what matters. And it goes to the lowest grades to go to processing like that. The processing, you don't need the color, you don't need the texture, but the interior quality is what matters. And then the waste is also given to animals, and then sometimes you can use it for bio products, or you can use it for organic fertilizer or compost. So for now, for that's what I can say about the mango.
All right, so you go through 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
All right. At which point do you supply to the Blue Skies?
Blue Skies is the second grade.
The second grade.
Yeah, the second years, yeah.
Okay. I get the point. Thank you very much, Abraham. That's okay.
Okay.
Johannes, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Johannes.
So I think I'm going to use cashews here as an example. Although the company I come from is JJ Growers and our products are both spices and cashews, but I think it is easy to use cashew in this case. Cashews in the premium segments, I think it is easier to use. So within cashews, you have the raw shell cashew. Usually you process and you get the inner shell, and then you process it even further, and then you get the actual cashew itself. And then when you have ready cashews, you have different sizes. The largest size, 180, those are more expensive. They are large jumbo cashews. Those is what I'd call here premium large cashews that you can roast. You extend shelf life by roasting it, and you can charge a premium fee for that. However, even the second step, I must say, those are regular 340 regular sizes in cashew. Those I'll still roast them as well, and I'll charge them an average price, which is what everybody can afford, what everybody is interested in. And then the step under that will be for food cooking or cakes, which is very common to find cashews in when people are making a bakery or something like that. The fourth step, which is those you'll be pieces in cashews. So when you process cashew, you have different sizes, but the smallest one is broken. And even in broken, you have different sizes. And the broken pieces, those you can be used in smoothies. They can use in food production. Somebody who's creating granola, which you eat for breakfast. Somebody who's using cashews to make chocolate bars, or that's the second to least. Those are broken pieces. And the waste in cashew, those are the pieces the shells that you remove when you are processing. Those are very commonly used in, you can actually press and get oil. You can even use it for biogas fuel, which in many plants, cashew plants, actually they use the same shells to fuel the processing itself.
Johannes is still there? Hello?
Could you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Perfect. Did you
Thank
hear
you.
any of my presentation?
Yes, I had your
I think he
presentation,
has
but
finished.
toward the end, we
I
are
think he has
losing you.
finished. Yeah.
Oh, you're done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, thank you very much. That is actually an eye-opener for those of us who are actually new into cashew, that the last level, you can actually still proceed and process it into oil. While some of us, the last level we are actually using to do animal feed, etc., which makes a lot of business sense. Yeah, let us
Actually,
move.
you can.
Yes?
I just want to add, it is a very big opportunity for those who are interested. You can actually make a jet engine for airplane fuel. But of course, it requires a lot of investment, but it's one of those more lucrative opportunities that's shown up in cashews.
Really very interesting. Very, very interesting. Simon, your name, your company, and what your company does, and then you position it. Simon.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, Simon. Hi. Yeah, Mwanza is my name. I work for Zimbabwe Farmers Union. It's a farmer organization that embraces various farmers who do various enterprises in the agricultural sector. So, with the assignment, the first grade is used for export, or is exported to high markets outside the country, like the European markets. And then the second is targeted to high profile markets locally. And then the third one can be taken to the high density areas where we have the various low level customers. Then the other one, the fourth, is used for processing into other products. Then the last part is then used to make process into livestock feed. That's what I have. Thank you.
Great input here, Simon. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Christine? Christine? Hello? Do you have Christine in?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Christine, proceed.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, yes.
Yes, for our products, say mainly Munch 2 peas and sugar snaps is for export. The first grade quality goes to say the UK market, and then that's the export market. And then the second grade quality goes to the local market, but then the local market doesn't want it, mainly sugar snaps and Munch 2. They wait until they are overgrown, and then we shell them, and then we sell them like green peas. And then the last grade, which is totally overgrown or diseased, and the plants goes to animal feed, mainly dairy cattle feeding, and all those top and tails that were removed to composting and cycles that way.
Okay, we are getting you though a bit faint, but we appreciate that the last grade you use for animal feed and also for composting. I think that is okay. Humphrey?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Humphrey.
Yeah, so for us, the first grade, we send it to India. We have a market in India, and that is the first grade for our green chili, which is dried. Then the second grade is for the red chilies. Now that one we sell it to the local market, and the last grade we process it into powder, and that powder is also sold to the local market and region. We have got some customers in the neighboring country, Mozambique, that uses our powder and the local market. So that's how we sell our products. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for that information. Gadi?
Hello, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you very well.
Yeah, okay. Then my name of business is called Ramsey Agriculture. I'm gonna just use one product, which is African Pezai chili. For the African Pezai chili, the first grade is normally exported, mainly to South Africa. The second grade is normally sold locally to the local production people, which local processors who normally produces chili out of it. And the final grade is normally used for seeds harvests. We harvest seeds from them, which we normally also sell to other farmers, the seeds from to plant the Pezai chili again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, team, for that. That was very good in terms of helping us to understand how your various products are actually positioned in the various markets where you are. That, as I have indicated, then forms the basis of your presentation next week. So take a critical look at your products and give us a very good representation in terms of what your company does. And then let it follow this step. Better if it comes into pictorial forms. If you have the picture, that will be better. But again, if you don't have the picture, that is still okay. But it would be quite good if we have it in a format that also the pictures also help us to understand. So you could as well take a snapshot of this screen because it will guide you to do your homework. So in that case, today being a Tuesday, we shall be having our presentation on Thursday, and this will be the basis of the presentation. So it will not be an oral presentation. You will be sharing your slides. In the unlikely event that you have a technical issue, please share them with myself and Edwin in good time. We'll be able to help you to put it on the screen, and then other participants will then be in a position to follow through what you will be doing. So this forms the basis of your homework. Please take it a lot more seriously and let us have a discussion on the same when we converge again on Thursday of this week at the same time. Now, we have got very little time, but I would wish to give you one more tool in terms of a resource that will help you to find out about the trends and market opportunities in other jurisdictions, particularly the European Union market. And this is the CBI market information, which is an arm of the Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Netherlands. Let me see if I have it on the screen. I may just share it briefly if I have it on the screen. If not, then I will see how best just to share it, because this is a tool that can help us also understand how some of these things are done. And also as a resource, it is a very important resource that will help us in our journey to expanding our market scope. So let me just try to share. Let me just try to share my screen and share with you this important tool, because as practitioners in the export market, there are certain tools that you need to have. It is my email, of course, and We spoke about the European Green Deal. You could perhaps just get into the CBI newsletter to appreciate the European Green Deal. But what I wanted to share with you is information on processed fruit and vegetables, because I know some of us are also doing processed products. So those who can be able to access this information, you will get a lot of information from this newsletter. It gives information every 2 weeks. So this is exporting processed fruit and vegetables and edible nuts to Europe. Now, if you want to get to know about the demand, then basically click on this section, and then you will be able to get the demand in terms of literature. And then what makes Europe an interesting market for processed fruits and vegetables, all this information are actually going to come at your fingertips. So I'm just sharing this as an example. All the products and services, be it the sugar snaps that Christine does, be it the chili that Gadi does, be it the chili that also Humphrey does, you'll actually be able to get all of them right here in terms of also the regulatory requirements and the various markets. You can see it talks about the opportunities in Spain, Italy, France, Greece, Poland, all these destinations. So I would invite you to spare also some time to get into this website, because it has a lot of information for those of us who want to venture into the export market, diversification of the market. Of course, I did speak about the ITC trademark. I would invite you also to spend some time and get to learn about this tool, get to know it, play around with it. You will actually be shocked, because at some point in time, you are also in a position to get contacts of exporters of various commodities through this tool. There is very little time to do it in detail, but if maybe there is somebody who is actually interested in getting a lot more about the ITC tools, I am available. Edwin is available. We can actually be able to help you get more information on this. Similarly, there are lots and lots of resources that Khalid has. Now that you people have actually registered under Khalid, you can see the Khalid tools and resources. These are actually meant to help you. You've got the e-learning, you've got the analytics. Analytics, remember, I did share with you just a small bit of it in terms of the notification of the various products sold onto the EU market. So that is what you get from the analytics. And then the various regulations, there are also self-assessment tools. So the EU tools are quite massive. Look at them, okay? Even the literature alone that you need actually to go through to be able to understand things to do with farm production of the various products that you do, you can actually be able to get them through the Khalid tools and resources. They are quite many. So you take your time. You see how the analytics are actually coming out very nicely, giving us a lot of information. So get your time and log on to the Khalid website to be able to appreciate those regulations. And of course, get across information across all business sectors. You can imagine the kind of work that the Khalid has actually done and availed this very precious information for you. So take your time and go through them. They will be useful, perhaps not for at this particular time, but for your future business. Information is really power. So, ladies and gentlemen, that should mark the end of the session today. I invite you for Q&A. If there is something that is not clear, kindly, this is the time in which you need to raise it. Any question, please? I can see some people have actually stepped out. Any questions? Hello? Yes, Johannes. Oh, yes. Thumbs up or a question? Thumbs up. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Please don't forget to share the links for the tools on the chat.
Yes, I will share the links. Actually, I will share the links on the chat, and if possible, maybe on email. And what I'm saying is that those tools are important for this training, but those tools are much more important than this training. Well, the training is a 1 month sort of thing, but you will use these tools forever. And I request you, if you got a challenge with any of these tools, I am available. I love supporting people to get to understand these tools and how these tools will help your various business. Tomorrow, I think I'm 100% in the office. Anybody calling upon me to guide them on the tools, I wouldn't waste time to jump onto this and to support people, because the time that we had was very limited. We were not actually able to explore every opportunity that comes with this tool. So yes, Humphrey, I will share the links. Any question? All right. Before I hand over to my colleague, Edwin, I think I want to thank you people for making time for this training. Some of us have not finished the assignments for last week. Kindly, we want to start marking these assignments this week and close them, so that by the time we'll be presenting assignment for this week, we will definitely have cleared with the backlog and then have the opportunity to then focus on the new assignment for this week. So that will make also our life and work a lot more easier. So finish up those assignments, hand them over. If there's a challenge, let us know. And again, remember, when we meet on Thursday, we are making a presentation, physical presentation based on exactly what we have actually agreed upon. So thank you very much. Edwin, please.
Thank you, Tom. I don't think there's much to add to what you've said. I think it's just the participants to go into the Moodle platform, complete the assignments. We thank those who shared their company profiles via email and WhatsApp, and the rest can just follow suit. Please go through the Moodle platform, check the assignments for Module 1, finish them and mark your areas as done. And we look forward to seeing you again in 2 days, same time. And thank you for the participation today. It was quite an eye-opener, much as I stepped out a little bit. But again, Tom, thank you for facilitating. So for now, not to take much of your time, goodbye. Let's see you.